The canoe. I do like the canoe smoking. That's actually pretty funny. The dual canoe. The KSA dual canoe. I appreciate the follows. Let's go over here. The KSA more powerful than Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, the original. That's actually pretty funny too. I like the dual canoe though. The dual canoe. Let's talk about landers. We're doing landing school, right? I'm an hour and a half in. We're designing that ship that's going to carry the landers. That was just kind of a fun thing to get the blood pumping. I now need to change the title of the stream. And the title of the stream is going to be Carrier Class Transport. This is going to be KSA. It's going to be Kerbal Space Academy. Kerbal Space Academy. Minmus Lander Training. We're just going to do lander training at Minmus. Minmus. Lander training at Minmus. Save it. That's now the stream title. We're good to go with that. What I'm going to do now. What's up, HVAC? How's it going? The KSA Dual Canoe. I like that. I like the KSA Dual Canoe. And we could call it like the Dually or something for sure. Dude, Marcus is good at Zacatec. Thank you for enrolling in Kerbal Space Academy. Let's talk about landers. I just changed the stream title. Let us talk about landers. The number one thing you need with the lander is controllability. You have to be able to control what's going on the lander. You know in Kerbal Space Program. Honestly, I'm going to turn the the tunes down a little bit. I am going to turn them down. I'll leave them going, but I'm going to turn them down. I know you can bury Hitler. When I do my KSA streams, I usually don't even have the music going. I'll leave the chip tones, but I know I turned them way down. That's because the important thing here is learning the basics of KSP. So if you don't know, Timmy 333222111, welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. If you don't know, if you're new to my stream, I'm Das Valdez. I do Kerbal Space Academy. What I try to do is demystify Kerbal Space Program. There are some basic concepts in Kerbal Space Program, and if you learn the basic concepts, you can have a lot more fun in the game. There's a lot of really awesome streams out there. There's a lot of really awesome YouTube videos that are out there. There's people that do really amazing things. And sometimes when you see those amazing things, you might say, man, that game is so complex. There's no way that I could do that myself. I'm here to turn you around on that. I'm here to help you learn the basics of KSP so you can do the same sorts of awesome things that everybody else does. You see all these completely crazy, like, how did he ever build that? How did he ever get that in orbit? Stick with KSA. Come to KSA sessions. You will learn all the basics. So I've got 3 ways that I do this. Number one is the Kerbal Space Academy sessions. Every weeknight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm trying to set up a European stream too as well. Every night, weeknight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a Kerbal Space Academy session. It's an in-depth look at one topic in Kerbal Space Program. A little bit earlier, for Europe, we did interplanetary transfers. I talked you through how to get through an interplanetary transfer. We took one of the KSA Majesty class IP cruisers out to Duna earlier. This session right here is landers. So it's lander design, lander piloting. We're going to take landers out to Duna. We're going to land these landers over and over again. I'm going to show you how to get out of orbit. I'm going to show you how to land safely. I'm going to show you how to target specific points. That's why there's nodes, docking ports on the upside of that carrier so that I can target those points and actually land on the deck of the carrier. That's what we're trying to do. So I'm going to show you that tonight. We do other things. Getting into orbit, lifter design, rendezvous and docking, building space planes, building space stations, going to the moon, transferring out to the moon. Orbital mechanics basics. We do focuses on mods. We've talked about atmospheric trajectories. We've talked about RCS build aid. We do all sorts of different things. If you want to learn Kerbal Space Program, come back to my streams. That's what I do. I teach Kerbal Space Program. And we have fun while we're doing it. Slim Reefy! Areta Ozado Tano. I don't even know how to say that, but Tano, I'm going to call you. Tano. And JR Blaze. Junior Blaze or just JR Blaze. Thank you for enrolling in Kerbal Space Academy. That was a donation. In the middle of the spiel, you break me out. Dude. Kaios. I'm going to go with an I there. Kaios. You're the missing manual for KSP. Thanks for your work. I made it to orbit and back the first try. No explosions just by following your stream. I didn't type that out. It sounds like an advertisement. Dude, but Kaios, thank you for the for the donation, man. 25 bucks. You're the missing manual for KSP. You made it to orbit and back the first try, no explosions by following the stream. I appreciate you. I totally appreciate you. I want to do this more. I want to do streams for Europe. Every time a donation comes in that, it helps me justify the amount of time it takes to run this stuff. But Kaios, man, I totally appreciate the support. I would not be able to do this. People would be like, dude, you're just playing video games and trying to be popular online. I'm not. If I could do this full time and somehow be able to pay some of my bills, I totally appreciate the support that comes in like that. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much. Kerbal Space Academy. We just talked about the Academy sessions where I go in depth on different topics. We also have what I call Kerbal Boot Camp. Every other weekend, I do a Kerbal Boot Camp. I assume that you've never played the game before. You know nothing about the game, and I start with installing mods because you'll see me use some mods. They're all informational mods. They help you see what's going on by the numbers in the game. So I go over that in Kerbal Boot Camp. I get you all the way to a moon landing. So you've never played the game before. If you come and hang out for Kerbal Boot Camp, you'll learn all the basics of the game, and you'll be able, by the end of the stream, to land on the moon. Hopefully, if you're paying attention. Last thing I do a thing called Kerbal Help Desk. About every other Sunday, I run a Kerbal Help Desk. You can actually come and ask questions. Sunday, this past Sunday, we actually did 2 hours worth of just answering user questions. I built craft, I demonstrated things in the game. That was Kerbal Help Desk. Then we did some awesome things and, built a huge space dock that we docked the Majesties at. Anyways, 2 ways to get my attention. 1, you can say DOS in chat, it'll highlight in red. 2, you can say question in chat, it'll highlight in red. I read my questions. If you have a question while I'm streaming this, I want you to learn. I want you to understand things. If I don't cover something completely, if I glaze over something, if I skip over something that you want explained, ask it. Every now and then I scroll back to my chat, I read the questions, I answer them, I demonstrate it in the game if it's something I can do. Even if it has nothing to do with the topic, ask it, because there's a lot of really smart people here. And you should totally ask your questions in the chat. I don't bite, neither do the people in chat. If people bother you, I have buttons that I can use for that. We're just here trying to learn Kerbal Space Program. Let us see what is going on. So we are going to start with designing a lander. And I'm going to design a simple lander. I'm not going to design this huge thing that uses all these wacky pieces and is all the way out there, that sort of stuff. I'm going to design a very simple lander, because if you're new to landing, don't design a huge freaking ship. Start with something simple. And then when you learn the basics of landing, then you can land a base on Jewel. Don't do that. That doesn't work. You'll die. Anyways, then you could land a base somewhere, a huge, complicated machinery bits, that sort of stuff. Let's start with a very simple lander, and the design for my lander will mean that I actually need to fit it in those cargo pods. So let's turn these things off. This is not the best lander can, but this is what's going to fit in the cargo pods on the carrier. The best lander can for a little start lander is this one right here, the Mark I lander can. It's lighter. Comes in at 0.66. This one over here is 0.84, so 0.2 tons lighter. It's got a better view. It's got a much better IVA for landing. But for the purposes of fitting in the cargo bay, this one doesn't actually fit in the cargo bay, unfortunately. It sticks out too far to the side, and we are not going to use it. I'll show you right quick. If you put one of these on here like this, and you put this guy in the node, it doesn't fit. See how it clips? We can't do that. We're not going to do that. Hopefully, we're going to get some bigger cargo bays in the future. Did Nightbot die again? I'm going to just give one of my mods the password to Nightbot. www.nightdev.com. Anybody remember that commercial? Nightdev.com. Projects. Nightbot. Login. Join. Notbit is not currently a mod. We'll join the channel first. Please wait for me to join. There's no need to spam the join button. It must have done a reset. It must be auto resetting. So watch for Nightbot to come in. I did open it up though. So anyways, we're going to design a lander. We don't need the lander to be too complex. We're actually going to go and grab this thingy. Let us see. Just one of these little tanks. We don't need to make it huge. That is fine. Let's put some standoffs on it. And you know how I do this. I'm actually going to use the little RCS tanks as standoffs. Because I don't know if the other ones will actually fit. Where are the little RCS tanks? There they are. Nope, that's not very little. I was going to put some things like this in 2x symmetry, and then I'm going to see if that fits in the bay. We might as well just keep this bay out here, right? Because we're going to need the bay. Where's the bay? Right like this. And it's going to be 1.5 docking units, so one of those and one of these. Like that. And then we can just ghost it so we can see if it fits, right? So that right there looks good. Could I actually attach it inwards? Oh, I could. Ooh, that clips almost. I might not be able to do that design. Oh, no. I wonder if we're going to be able to get that design in and out of the bay. Meh. Whatever. We'll find out. Let's just put that on the side. We'll come back to it. Ooh, we almost might need something that clips a little bit more. We may need something to clip a little bit more to fit in that bay. I know that these things are more clippy. Where are they at? The little drum tanks have a different collusion mesh. So when you put these on there, they should clip a little bit more, shouldn't they? Let's just keep it simple. Let's just put that like that. Let's just get rid of that. Let's put 2 of these little engines on. I'm just going to put these little engines that look like... Where are they? right here. There they are. Ah, it's got that sort of deal. So you just put one on, then you go back to 2x symmetry, then you put it back on. That looks okay. Landing legs, it's going to be simple, guys. It's not going to be the world's most complicated lander. I'm not trying to impress you with my lander building prowess. I am trying to teach you to land. So we're going to make something that is easy to land. That right there looks pretty darn easy to land. That's a lot of RCS. Let's see how much delta V we have on this craft. I can use Kerbal Engineer for that, and I do need to run some fuel lines, I believe. Let's see if this changes it. If I put fuel lines in 2x symmetry from the middle out... No, it's already apparently feeding fuel like that, so I guess we're just not going to worry about that, huh? The RCS is a big deal. We probably don't need a full load of RCS like that. See, look at that. As I take RCS out, I gain delta V, right? So why carry more RCS than you need? I'm just going to go ahead and put like a 15 load, because there's also RCS in here. So what else do I need? I need to know where my dorsal sight is. I need a little bit of a ladder. I'm just going to toss a couple more things in there. That pod should have plenty of torque. So where is... Ah, we'll need some lights. That's definitely a good thing. Where is the little ladder? Could we just do it with these? Huh. Nobody uses those. Who's ever... Raise your hand if you've ever used one of those things. Alright, that goes straight down. That's not a bad looking little lander. I know it's super simple. I know it's super simple. I'm not trying to show off. I can build a more complicated ladder. All I want to do is be able to land this thing. So last thing that I need to have a docking port on the bottom, so we're going to have to do that. Crash tolerance 10, clash tolerance 10, clash tolerance 10. Alright, so the other one is just weight. We don't really need that. Is that okay? No, not like that. Put it like that. I mean, the shielded one would almost be a little nicer, right? Because with the shielded one, we would have a little bit more of like a closing sort of thing, but we're not going to worry about that. So what am I doing? As I put this lander together, what am I focusing on, right? I'm not trying to make it complex. I've got my thrust. I've got some delta V. I hope that that fuel feeds. I just have enough delta V for my mission, which is to get up and down on the surface of Minmus. In fact, we're well over that. What we need, we've got command and control. We've got main fuel. We've got main propulsion. We don't have any RCS right now. Any RCS control. We've got RCS storage, but we don't have RCS control. We're definitely going to need the RCS control. And let me show you a little trick you can use to keep your part count down, right? Go over here, grab the place anywhere, linear RCS port, and put it here in 2x symmetry. Grab one of these guys, the thruster block, and put it on top of it. That is the way the thruster block should have been made. We should have one of those in stock KSP. I don't know why we don't. But that right there, in 4 parts, is 4-way control for the lander. Why did I do that? I could have just put 2 out there and 2 over there. I don't need to do that, because I could just do it with this. Instead of having 2x symmetry, I can put those on with 2x symmetry. I could have also done this. You are correct. I could have done that, and that would just be more parts. Should I do that? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I need to overbuild this a little bit. That's a good question. Do I need an SAS module on the lander? I don't. I don't, because the actual pod controls or provides rotational torque. See, it provides 5 torque. This pod is small enough that the 5 torque that's actually in the pod itself, the lander is small enough. The pod torque will be fine. I think I'll overbuild it a little bit. Instead of using the trick, how I mounted that on that, I'm actually going to do this. That right there. And then I'm going to do this. So now I've got some RCS. The real question is the RCS actually balanced? Because that's important. I don't want, a lot of times what you get is you'll get a lander or a docking craft. That looks hideous, but whatever. A lot of times, what we need is something that gives us the ability to control the craft without it rotating wildly. What do you mean, DOS? Here's RCS build aid. Right now it's in engine mode. I'm going to go and set it to translation mode. That translation mode is not what we want. Let's see here. That is not good. That is absolutely not good. Because what's going to happen? I've got a lever arm, right? You've heard me say this before if you're in my channel. If you're not, listen to me now. When I put the RCS, I was just, whatever, man. That looked good, right? Yeah, that totally looks good. What's the big deal, DOS? What I did, when I put that RCS on like that, remember where I put it? Can I scale it down a little bit? Let's just turn it off right quick. When I put the RCS like that, I was paying no attention to the craft center of mass. I was just going for aesthetics. I just wanted it to look good, right? In the end, it didn't end up looking good from a performance perspective because I turned on RCS build aid. Click that guy right there. RCS build data. Went to translation mode. What's going to happen when I use this RCS is that the craft is going to rotate a lot. It's going to rotate in the degree, or in the direction of this red arrow. Because we've got a lever arm going. We've got the RCS being applied down here, and we've actually got the center of mass up above it. So if I have a center of mass like this, and I have a force that I'm applying to it, and I apply it with the lever arm in between, it's actually going to rotate the mass like that. That's not what you want whenever you're trying to translate. You want to move in straight directions. So this lander right now is not very well balanced. What I actually need to do is grab these side things and move them up until the craft becomes balanced. See how that gets less and less? Whenever I'm actually applying the torque, or actually whenever I'm applying the force of the RCS directly against the center of mass, that is going to keep me from rotating like that. However, I have a problem. My center of mass, it looks great now, right? When I have a full tank of fuel. My center of mass changes as I burn fuel. My center of mass moves around quite a bit. See how it moved? And now I'm going to have rotation. This craft right here, I don't think with that big pod on it, I don't think that I'm going to be able to completely balance it because I'm using these little tiny engines. But what I want to do is kind of split the difference. I'm going to just go ahead and put half fuel in it. I'm going to see if I can't attach these in the place where I'm balanced at half fuel. Way the heck up there, right? Like that. And that way, when I have a little bit too much fuel... nope, that was the landing strut. When I've got more fuel, I'll rotate in one direction. When I have less fuel, I'll rotate in the other direction. However, I can actually look, and you see the torque. 0.192 kilonewtons of torque. I've got this pod on here. That's not a lot of torque, honestly. I've got the pod on here. And with the pod's SAS, I may be able to counteract the rotation using the pod's SAS. We'll see what that looks like whenever we're actually up there. So things are easier to see. Alright, I'll do that. Thank you for saying that. Where's, there's the markers. Why are they so freaking big, by the way? That looks better right there, doesn't it? I appreciate, who was that? Who was that with the feedback there? No IO, dude, I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. And Barb telling me what's going on. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That is what I was saying. The SAS may be able to compensate for it. Another thing I can do is try to move the engines down a little bit. I can grab these things and I can put a couple of these smaller tanks on it. Where are the smaller tanks? Over here, like this. There we go, the smaller tanks. The engines don't weigh much, honestly. But by putting the smaller tanks on it like that, not only do I make the engines be a little bit back towards the back, but I can actually set those up as emergency fuel reserves. That gives us 2,000 meters per second of delta V. We take those off, we turn them into emergency reserves. I just turn them off. We still got 1,500 delta V, which is good to go. And then I could balance the craft. Let's see here. With half fuel and emergency reserves, let's see how she balances. So we would actually need to move this down a little bit. Ooh, is that going to be too much? I don't want those engines to break off. So what am I looking at now? Now, whenever I have it balanced, the engines are pretty low to the ground. Could I move the landing legs down? Yeah, I could. But I want to really give some standoff, so I'm going to move this up like this. So that it's kind of protected. That looks good right there. And then I'm actually just going to move the RCS itself down. Like this. Careful. There we go. And that's with half a tank of fuel in there, right? Did I do half a tank of fuel? Yes, I did. But that's only in one direction. Look, I've got these RCS units up here. I don't have these moved. How do I translate? Press IJKL on the keyboard. And you can see when we translate in these other directions, we're going to have torque. Because we have not fixed this yet. So, I would actually need to move this torque up like that. Again, that's 2x symmetry. So now I've got it looking like that. Will I even be able to fit a thingy on there? I don't know. I don't know. Our Rollo, dude, that right there is an excellent point. Huh. That is an excellent point. If we put half the fuel above it and half the fuel below the pod, the lander would be much better balanced. That is an excellent point. Our Rollo, actually. We could design another lander that's like that. For now, I'm going to stick with this one because we've put the work into it. Let me show you what he's saying, though. He was saying if we did this, and we got a half tank like this, and then we got a pod, and then we got another tank at the top. I actually really like that idea. Another tank at the top. It would look a little bit funny, but that's okay. We're just using that pod. If we design the lander around that, it would be much better balanced. We would have to have someplace to mount those things. What could I do? Do I have anything I could mount there? Not really. That's actually a really good idea to split the fuel like that so that as I burn the fuel out, it actually comes... Because we would want to put something on the side that looks like this. In 2x symmetry, we would probably have a little bit more than that. I'm not sure if it's going to fit in the pod either. We'll have to see. Could we do... Look, would this help us tuck it in a little bit too? That would actually tuck it in a little bit. It would clip just a little bit, but it would also tuck it in. That's a really good idea, honestly. That is a really good idea. I like it. Schnoodle. Cubic struts would also... Yeah, cubic struts would work. We could do cubic struts as well. Don't forget the dorsal lights. I'll get there. I'll get there. Oh, well, look, we could totally do something like that and have it, well, basically blow into itself. Maybe we'll toss a couple of those in. Just in case the other design doesn't work. I like that a lot. It's a little bit imbalanced. I wonder if I could do it with a strut like this. Look. A cubic strut from the top. Guys, I read my chat, and I appreciate the users who participate in the chat. And when somebody has... I mean, that's a really great fix for this. When somebody comes up with a great fix like that, I'm going to spend a little bit of time on it. Because that's a really, really, really good idea. That is an absolutely good idea. In fact, I am going to... spend just a little bit more time on this. Look, we could do that. We could do that. We could put this like that. Hey, come on now. I may have to do the 2-for-1 special. Yep. Then we can put this on. Yep. Anything else? I could put those things. It would definitely fit into the bay too. It could definitely fit into the bay, right? We're gonna have to fix that. So we need a little bit more standoff. Like this. Ding. And then I want to put another strut, and then we're going to actually put some extra struts in. So that should give me a little bit more standoff, right? Come on now. Yes. And then we can tune it like this. Yes. Where's the center of gravity? Oh, wow. I really just... That's such a good idea, right? For balancing the lander. Because we could do that. We could put it on a 2x symmetry. And we could actually get it... That's really cool. That's honestly really cool. The other side's not there. Yep, we got it. We got it. It's just, we're just going out to Minimus. We're just going out to Minimus. I think I'm going to save that craft. Oh, we don't have front and back RCS. But for this lander, we could do our trick, right? We could totally do this sort of deal. Where is it? Like that. Put it like that. Then put this on top of it. And that right there could be that lander. That could definitely be that lander. That looks really cool. And the engines are not blowing anything up. Yes, we do need crossfades. Lazarus, hey, I don't recognize your name, but thank you for the comment. Lazarus, you can use a cubic strut plus not the Rockomax plus the not Rockomax node together for the side mounting. The cubic strut plus the not Rockomax node. Okay, I'll try that too. The not Rockomax node doesn't freaking attach though. No one ever uses that because it's not very well designed. See how it doesn't radially attach? It only attaches with the axial points. Huh, and if I put a cubic strut in there, it's not going to look very good. Plus, I don't think that it's massless. Because, see, that's going to put it in line like that. This just isn't going to do what I want it to. I could probably do this, but I don't think this is going to do what I want it to either. Let's have a look, though. Yeah, you can't actually freaking attach that thing half the time. You got to rotate it. Nope. See how broken it is? There we go. That attached. And then could I do this? That looks like it would work, too. The micronode, how much does it weigh? 0.15? Yeah, I'm not using that. I'm definitely not going to use that at 0.15, especially if it has physics significance. It looked like it was changing things too. Let's go like this. Let's put this like this, and then let's just finish this off like that. And like that. That looks good. It's actually tucked in a little bit too much. Ah, we were balancing it on the wrong thing. Have I boned it now? Come on. That's boring. Yep, it's not wanting to go on in the symmetry. Let's just go back to 1x symmetry one more time. And there we go. Alright, then we can just do this to balance it out. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to toss this into a subassembly right quick. I will put it on a 2x symmetry in just a second. Subassembly drop zone. Balanced lander. Save. That's good. She's the biggest. I have the first tree strut in there wrongly. I'm not going to worry about the micronode. Those things are a huge problem, honestly. They're a huge problem. That right there is our first lander. It is balanced. It's ready to go. I think the only thing that we don't have is batteries. So let's put a battery on it. I also don't have the parachute. Or not the parachute. I'm not going to do parachutes. These are just non-atmo landers, right? So let's talk about finishing this guy out. This is going to be a... Do we need a ladder? Let's see here. We don't on Minmus. We know we don't need one on Minmus. It would help if I would actually see the ladder. Can I get the ladder on there and not look like complete trash with the RCS? When it's closed, does it look like trash? Yeah, it looks like trash. I'm not going to take a lander. These are just Minmus training landers. You jump up if you need to get up to that silly thing. That's how that works. So that is balanced. That is tucked in a little bit. That is good to go. I need power generation, and I'm going to put that on just like this. And then I need batteries. So I'm going to take some batteries. I'm going to put them on like this. 2x symmetry. I'm going to put a little bit more battery down here. I know that may look a little funny, but I want to know where the dorsal side is. You'll see why soon. Yeah, we're blowing RCS into it. What can you do? And I'm going to put solar panels just like this. 2x symmetry. Nope, not on that part, please. 2x symmetry on both the parts. Like that and like that. They're just landers. They're just for training. Will it fit into the bay? I don't know. We will see. Lights. Yes, we definitely need the lights. Kerbal Space Academy, I'm not on campaign. I saw that question come in. I'm not doing campaign. Oops, dorsal side only. We are just, we're learning Kerbal Space Program, and we're talking about what we're doing while we do it. That's what I'm doing now. Lights. Let's put some lights on. Lights are important, especially if you're going to be landing at night. It helps you acquire the surface a lot sooner. So we definitely want to be able to acquire the surface, but I am going to tuck the lights in up here so that they're not in the way down on the bottom, right? So I'm just going to put one light like that. You know something? I know it's ugly. I know it's simple. It doesn't bother me that that's the case because we're trying to get out to Minmus. We're trying to learn to land. We're not trying to have Kerbal Fashion Academy here. I'm not trying to show off how awesome a lander I can make. Those lights look terrible. Whatever. It's really the light's fault. It's not mine. So, final systems check. Final check. Do we have everything we need? We've got lights. Check. Fashion. Check. He has dorsal battery. Yep, I fixed it. I fixed it. I am definitely in sandbox. Is it worth using aerodynamic parts like the nose cone in this game? No. Lord Alvin, in stock KSP, the aerodynamic pieces don't do anything. They don't actually save you anything. So there's really no reason to use them. Unless, you know, fashion. But what time is Fashion Academy? Oh, it's 10:00. We did that yesterday. We spent like an hour working on the lighting of the space dock. Damask, thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you were able to join us. I'm going to continue it going on. Drink, Das. I don't like those ears. I don't like the lights either, but I don't like the ears at all. Fashion. I don't want it to look like trash. These lights look terrible. I know, I've got fashion in my blood, I guess. Really. You know... You thought you were coming here for Space Academy. You actually ended up getting suckered into Fashion Academy. What can I say? Welcome to my stream. That looks good. I don't think anything's going to clip in. The lights are tucked. That's good. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? I'm not going to worry about shoots. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? I don't know. Andy GR, I'm not sure if it's going to fit. We'll build the other one right quick too. What's the max Q for taking off? Needs more rockets, though. No, phone. No. It doesn't need more rockets. I saw that thing you were building last night. You, like, spent so long on asparagus staging. You could have done that with one freaking stage, man. One freaking stage. This lander here looks good. I'm going to take that off there. And I'm going to call this the KSA Easy Lander 1. What a great name, huh? Accept. Save it. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah. Let's just go ahead and put the... There we go. We need to put this on. Save it. Then I need to take that off and put it over here as a subassembly. If you don't know subassemblies, use them. You can actually attach craft to other craft. That's my root node. I have to have green glue on the root node. You see the green glue at the top, right? And I'm going to go ahead and push this down into here in the subassembly drop zone and call it the KSA Easy Lander 1. That's okay. If we had cuter names for it, we would put some cuter names in. Come up with cute names, type them in chat. I'll figure them out later. Let's look at the other lander, right? Let's look at the other lander. It doesn't even have a probe core on it, which is okay. So there's a probe core. Let's grab that other lander and see if we can't. Lander, Mooner, DP. Nope. It is right. Side lifter. Balanced lander. There we go. Oh, look at that. How about them apples? Oh, I can make the root node. Oh, that's excellent, actually. Let's toss this. I'm going to make the root node a docking port, because then I'll just be able to drag it straight over as a subassembly. See, that's a docking port, and I'm going to flip the docking port over, and then I'm going to put the lander on it. That's what I want. This guy is going to be a little bit more complicated. There he is in 2x symmetry, though. He will definitely fit in. Oh, I don't know if those will fit. That's definitely ugly. Ew. Well, let's just do it like this, then. We'll put RCS like that. Folks, don't put your RCS on in 4x symmetry. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, right? Because when you put your RCS on in 4x symmetry... That's interesting. Oh, because of the fuel. We need to move it up some. When you put your RCS on in 4x symmetry at a 45-degree angle, that's what I meant to say. When you put it on a 45-degree angle, your commanded axes are not very efficient. You're going to get like 60 or 70% of the efficiency out if you mount it in like that. Always mount the RCS with 90-degree angles to the commanded axes. The commanded axes are go back and forth, go up and down, go forward and backwards, right? If you want to go back and forth, but your RCS is mounted at 45-degree angles to it, you use a lot more RCS for the same control authority. Just don't do it. Don't mount it like that. I know lots of times that's the easy way to do it. I know that's actually the way it was mounted on the Apollo missions, but they had them angled a little bit differently than this. But don't do that, because in the game, that is a lot less efficient. You're going to waste a lot of RCS. Now I just need to balance this guy. We should be able to balance him just by doing this, not 4x symmetry. Just by pulling this up like that. That right there looks pretty dang balanced. It's because of the probe, or it's because of the thingy there. And we're going to have to put some landing struts on it as well. So I'm going to put this part at the top. I need some dead weight, right? I need some dead... wrong. I need some dead weight. That one right there. I'm going to put the little docker thingy. It looks funny. It does look funny. I'm not going to lie that that really does look funny. I don't need those, by the way. I need them to go up and down, don't I? Ah. Well, that would be useful, wouldn't it? If I actually use this trick like this. Ooh, here's another thing we could do. We could just put these on the top and the bottom. Like that. And then we could rebalance this guy like that. That looks good. And then the last thing we need to put the landing legs on it itself. So let's take the landing legs. I'm just using little micro landers, right? Put those on in 4x symmetry. See how they add weight? Everything adds weight to your craft. Don't forget that. That is probably a little bit too much. 4x symmetry, that looks probably okay. Did you see what I did? I needed to get, let's balance it again to get rid of that ugly red X. It makes me sick, honestly, to look at that ugly red X. There we go. That looks pretty balanced. It's because of the weight that we need down there. We actually needed some more weight at the top, but we'll be okay with that. This is definitely going to be more balanced. 1500 Delta V. These tanks are locked down. Yes, they are. Those are emergency reserves. We don't even have that much monoprop in it. We shouldn't need that much. Anything else? Power! Ah, yes, power on this one. In fact, maybe we can use the power to dress up these ugly struts a little bit, right? We could just do... I appreciate that, though. People, I love it when my stream gets my back. Because I make mistakes, too. I play a lot of Kerbal Space Program, but I definitely don't know everything. And when I forget something, I appreciate my stream getting my back. Because every now and then I need somebody to get my back. Except a lot of it is fake weight. The KSA double down. I actually like that. The double down lander. We've been over 200 viewers for hours now. 250? Are we at 250 freaking viewers? Are you kidding me? You have to be kidding me. Guys, I'm just building landers. We need to get out to Minimus. 243. 243. You have to be kidding me. Wow. That's nuts. That is nuts. Continuing on, continuing on. Remember to balance up, down RCS. I think that should already be balanced. Ooh, it's not. Why is it not? Oh, that's not up, down. That's why. That's ugly, actually. I feel like these need to be higher up, don't they? We need these to be higher up, and then we need our RCS to be a little bit lower down, don't we? Because if those things are right in the middle, we can actually use that. Yes, we can. That's our problem, isn't it? But just look what I'm doing, right? I'm just balancing the lander. I'm just moving the things around until I get it balanced like that. We don't even have half a tank of fuel yet, but I'm not even worried about that. Do you need fuel type pipe between the two tanks? I shouldn't. We could toss a fuel line in there. The way it's going to burn, we're going to have to balance it manually. Most efficient is like DOS is doing, putting them aligned with the axes. Yeah, definitely put them aligned with the axes. We do need some transcoding love. I would love some transcoding love. We've got the engines and the legs. The engines are probably part of our problem. They don't weigh much, but they do weigh something. Those legs weigh 0.015, but they're not massless. That docking port definitely weighs something. 0.05. Yeah, we've just got a lot of weight down there. Let's try the other symmetries. Forward and backward. Yeah, forward and backward usually comes out of the box already balanced. So let's just move that down some. I was hoping that I could get both of them together. Yes, there we go. That right there looks pretty darn good, and I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it. So this is going to be the KSA double down lander. We'll have to see how that works, the KSA double down lander. I'm going to save that as that. Should I put some fuel pipes in? Let's just toss them in because we can. Did I miss anything out of power? I've got... Wow, these things are so freaking huge. Almost... It looks dumb, honestly, but whatever. I've got power. Ooh, a dorsal battery. We definitely need a dorsal battery, and I'm just going to put it right like this. That's okay. Was that 2x symmetry? I bet you it was. Yep, it was. There we go. Alright, anything else? Anything else? Looks good. What were the axes? This is confusing. Okay, spaceman. Alright, wait. No. Say question. Say question. What were the axes? There are 3 commanded axes, 3 degrees of motion on the spacecraft when you're talking about RCS. There's up and down. Like, I'm facing you. This is the spacecraft facing you. There's up and down. That's one commanded axis, both plus and negative in one direction, right? Does that make sense? There's side to side, left and right. That is the second commanded axis, positive and negative on a single axis. And then there's the third one is forward and backwards, towards you and backwards. So, towards and back. Those are the 3 axes that I'm talking about. And whenever I have DOS build aid, whenever I have RCS build aid, that was dumb. Whenever I have RCS build aid, I can press IJKL. You can see it. Let me make sure I'm streaming those. Yeah, there you go. Watch, when I press L, it translates to the right. When I press J, it translates to the left. When I press I, it translates that direction to the ventral side. When I press K, it translates in a dorsal direction. When I press H, it's up, and down it's M. So here's one axis, side to side. One axis. Axis or axis? Axis. Up and down. One more, forward and backward. Those are your 3 commanded axes. You control them with IJKL-HN. IJKL-HN. Thank you for the question. If you have a question for me, type question in it, which will highlight it in red. And then I can see it. K9 officer, what's going on? Did I say 3 axes and I yelled? Oh, whatever, man. What can you do? What can you do? This guy right here, he looks like a really good lander. He needs lights. I saw somebody say that. Did I miss anything else? It's your fault, not mine. Because you're supposed to be looking out for DOS. He looks crazy, honestly. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'll put one light like that. That is nice and tucked. We wouldn't want anybody to know that we're toting lights, so we gotta tuck them. That is actually pretty cool looking. I hope that that light is actually going to be able to illuminate the ground. I think we're good. Along those 3 axes. Yeah, exactly. Forward and backwards, left and right, up and down. Needs a Kerbal cannon. Sorry, I don't have those. Anything else? 3D. We need 3D for when DOS RCS demonstrates forward and backwards. We need 3D. More power. We already have way too much power. If you came to boot camp, you know. Yeah, I have it coming out of the right place. Yeah. And it's coming in the right direction. Yeah. Alright, if you came to boot camp, you know that you need at least a 1.0 thrust to weight relevant to the donation. Oh my gosh. Snoodle! Thanks for teaching me all I know, dude. A double super subscription there, man. Snoodle, I appreciate that. I totally appreciate that. Thanks for teaching all. I wouldn't say I teach you all you know, man. That's, come on, let's be realistic. But appreciate the donation. I do appreciate the double super subscription there, man. That I appreciate it. That's all I should say. I never feel like I can say enough, but I really do appreciate that. What else do we have? Oh, we need a little teeny docking port on top, and we're just about good to go. We're gonna go out to Minimus. We're gonna do some landing. I was really hoping that we would have more time for landing, but that's okay. I'm not gonna worry about it. We've got a little bit of rotation. What can you do, right? What can you do? Ooh, that's 1x symmetry. That's never good. Go away. There we go. That looked good. And then I had some serious issues back and forth. I'm like, I'm not going to bother with this, and then I bother with it. Welcome to my stream. Alright, there we go. We'll just blow RCS right past this light. I think this one's good to go. I'm not even going to worry about struts. I'm not even going to worry about struts. A stream. What? I'm not going to land an Ike in the moon. That's what we were going to talk about. We're going to talk about thrust to weight. If you came to boot camp, you know that you need at least a 1.0 thrust to weight on each body, because each planet or moon has different gravity, right? You need at least a 1.0 thrust to weight to take off. On Kerbin, this craft has a 2.16 thrust to weight. This craft could take off on Kerbin. Couldn't make orbit, but it could take off. It could hover itself. It could fly around. Ah, yes. Let's click on here. Let's look at the moon. 13.2 thrust to weight on the moon. This craft could definitely take off on the moon. Minimus, 43.23 thrust to weight. That's way too much thrust to weight. That's way too much thrust to weight. I don't even know what to tell you. It's just way too much thrust to weight for Minimus. It's okay because we're overbuilding the bejesus out of this thing. So this one right here, the double down lander. I think that the double down lander will definitely fit in the port. It looks beautimous. Dude, that's ugly on that side. Maybe those landing legs won't fit. You know something? If the landing legs fit, I'm just not going to worry about it. What can I do? I mean, yeah, there's not really much that I could do about the landing legs clipping through. I'm not going to worry about it. You like to use mainsails on Minimus. Nice. If you're using ions, we could use some we could actually redesign this guy to use ions. He'd need a lot more batteries, a lot more cells. Let's see what else we have. Let's see what else we have. We've got this. Here's his root node. Let's save it as a subassembly. Let's load up the ship and let's get to space. Subassembly drop zone. Yes. This is the KSA double down lander. KSA double down lander. Save. Anything else? Save. Double down lander. Save. Good. Next thing we need to do, we need to bring the carrier into here. Let me show you how I do it. I built it in the VAB, right? I totally built it in the VAB. But what I want to do is, sorry, I built it in the spaceplane hangar. What I want to do is copy it from the spaceplane hangar over to here. It's really easy to do. Check it out. Are you prepared for infinite DOSes? You should be. Alright, so here's what we've got. I can actually go into my KSP folder like this. I can go into saves. I can go into, I think it's the save right here. Yeah, Champagne. I can go into ships. I can go into the spaceplane hangar. I can get the carrier, work in progress. I can copy that file. Look, all I did was Control-C. Let me do it this way. Copy it. I can come back into ships. I can go into the VAB, and I can paste the file. There it is. I just pasted it into there. What does that do? If I come back over here, more infinite DOSes. That's how I change scenes. Sorry. I'm such a noob. High five, DOS. Let's get rid of that. Let's go back to KSC. Now that I've done that, I've just copied that over into the VAB. I can actually load the work in progress. So where is it? The KSA carrier work in progress. I can load it into here. There we go. That is good. I can actually hold down shift, put her in the proper orientation like that. Let's turn off RCS build date. I don't care about that. Do I have all that stuff? Yes, I do. It took you, yeah, when you reload, it'll take you back. When you reload, it'll take you back if you're reverting to flight. But doing it this way, I'm not going to have to worry about it. I think we will be good. DOS set up hotkeys sometimes. Yeah, right? I had hotkeys set up once, and I caused a huge mess with them. I, was streaming Windows when I didn't even know what I was streaming. So, I maybe just need to, not touch the hotkeys. Tell me that didn't do that. Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to be okay if those things point up like that a little bit when we're flying through space. Wait, that's not even the... That's what I'm looking for. Now I just need to go ahead and load this stuff up. I can grab my sub-assemblies. I can grab my landers. And I can do a... Oops. This one over here. Utililift KSA Easy Lander 1. There is the Easy Lander. That's actually a little bit disgusting, but let's go ahead and do this. I have the wrong root node. I'm just going to deal with it in the interest of time. Let's put a docking port there. Let's dock him like that in 2x symmetry, please. Oh, 2x symmetry won't work. So we're going to have to load him individually. You know, I don't know if he fits or not. I don't know if he'll be able to get out of there. We'll try to get him out, but he may never go back in. Who knows? I don't. Let's undeploy those things. I don't like that lander as much as the other one, right? And then I'm going to put the double downs. I'm going to get me a couple double downs here. Where is a double down? It's on the first page. There's the double down. And let's put some double downs in. Wow, you could almost fit... Oh, wow, you could almost fit two of those in the same bay. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do that. That is not good. We need to turn it around so we can actually board the craft, right? Like that. And then we'll make a copy of it and we'll put it over there. And that right there, the landing struts clip through. Hopefully that's not an issue. Apparently you can't use those landing struts at all if you're going to use the docking bays. But we'll be fine. That's all we need in terms of landers. Now we just need to get this thing in space. Mother. It's like a marsupial carrier. What was making me laugh? Something was making me laugh. What was the name? Oh, the double canoe. The double canoe. This is actually the KSA double canoe. Which the first thing I think of is a joke about beer, but the KSA double canoe, we'll call it. The dual canoe. Dual canoe or double canoe? I'm going to build the lifter. Tell me if you like double canoe or dual canoe. What a ridiculous name.